What's going on, everybody? My name is Michael Weer, and today we are talking about Jurassic World Dominion. This is before the movie. Usually I do this in the parking lot at the theater, but I'm taking my son today, and I don't want to put him in the video, and I also don't want it to be like, okay, son, let me just leave you here while I go do this. So I'm doing it in my basement before I go see the movie. I'm excited about Jurassic World Dominion because the Jurassic movies, even though the last one, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, was god-awful, the Jurassic movies have been part of my existence and my love for movies for as long as I've loved movies. The Jurassic Park trilogy was the first set of VHS tapes that I was ever given as a gift. My sister Alexandra gave them to me, and I started a movie collection, and then now, I don't have those anymore, which is too bad. I got rid of all my VHSs a long time ago. Kind of wish I still had them all, but I don't. But now I have this gigantic Blu-ray collection. Of course, I have all of the Jurassic movies in there. I have watched these movies with all of my kids. They're scary to a point, but they're fun movies, and my kids love them. My son in particular, that's why I'm taking him to the movie. This is actually also the first time I'm going to a movie with both my dad and my son at the same time. We're all going to see a movie together. It's just like, there's a lot of excitement to go into this movie before we even get into the movie itself. Then we get into what excites me about the movie, and the movie itself excites me because we're getting back Ian Malcolm, Dr. Grant, and Dr. Sadler. That's right, the original trilogy of heroes from the Jurassic Park franchise. Jeff Goldblum showed up in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, but he was very underused, and basically it was just like, we're now living in a Jurassic world, and he kind of kicked off what's going to be known as Jurassic World Dominion. And again, while I hated just about everything from that second movie, I hated the cloning aspect of children. I hated the idea that we're all terrified of dinosaurs, even though you could probably just drone strike the 10 that escaped the compound at the end of that movie. It was like, okay, whatever. They want to set up this big Jurassic World movie, and this is the best that the writers could think of to get this done. So, okay, fine. Now we're in a world where dinosaurs are everywhere in this third movie, and I'm excited about that because, I want to see dinosaur mayhem. I want to see people fearing for dinosaurs in their everyday life. That seems like a really cool concept. So I'm excited for Jurassic World Dominion, but I have my reservations because, again, while I really loved the reboot, in Jurassic World, I hated Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. There's a review for that on my channel, and I probably said something along the lines of, this makes me not interested in the Jurassic franchise anymore. And that is true, but then again, they just tugged at my nostalgia until I was like, okay, I'm excited again. So Jurassic World Dominion, I'm excited to see it for many reasons, some outside the movie, some within the movie, and I just hope we get a fun time at the movie theater. I personally don't need it to be some epic story. I just want it to be a fun summer blockbuster. If I can get that out of this movie, I'll be happy. I'll let you guys know after I see the movie. And of course, at Jurassic Park, life finds a way.
Don't move. Bigger. Why do they always have to go bigger?
Alright guys, so I went and saw Jurassic World Dominion. Wanted to start the review in front of my Jurassic Park poster that I have up in my movie theater room. But now I'm just going to return to my chair where I can sit down and give you my collected thoughts. Or, incoherent ramblings, however you look at it. Alright guys, so Jurassic World Dominion. The big question is, did I like it? Yes, I did. I liked it. The next question is it a fun summer blockbuster? Yeah, I think so. And the last question is, why do critics hate it so much? Now, I haven't read any of the critics' reviews. I haven't watched any critic reviews because I want to be spoiler-free going into this movie. It's just kind of what I do. I don't like to know anything before I go into a movie, and sometimes the trailers spoil too much. But thankfully, the trailers for this movie didn't spoil much at all. So I have no idea why they panned this movie. This movie's doing horrible on Rotten Tomatoes and the score. You can't trust those things. It's just, you can't trust the audience score. You can't trust the critics' score. I feel like the critics, if it's not woke enough, that they don't like it. And with the audience, if they see that the critics are bombing it, that they'll praise it, or if the critics are praising it, then the audience will bomb it. Like, it's completely unreliable. I don't know why we trust it so much. But when I saw the negative score on this movie, I was like, man, I don't know what to think. And then when I went and saw this movie, I was enjoying the first act. And then the second act was fun and really gets into where they're going with the plot for this movie. And then the third act, you see a bunch of dinosaurs chasing people, biting people, eating people, and dinosaurs fighting each other. Basically what you'd get in a Jurassic Park / World movie. So I don't know what they had a problem with, but if I had to guess, I'd say maybe it's the pacing. The pacing of this movie it's very slow to start, but I feel like they're trying to correct the wrongs they had in Fallen Kingdom, so they have to kind of explain away some of the things that happened in Fallen Kingdom. But even though the pacing's a little slower to start, and then, they have to build some things up to make it relevant for these old characters to be back, even though the slow pacing is there, I felt like it was necessary to the plot of this movie, and in the end of the day, I'm not going to fault the movie for it personally. The next thing might be the dinosaur and dinosaur fights. Of all of the dinosaur versus dinosaur fights that happen in all of this franchise, this movie has pretty much the most lackluster of the dinosaur on dinosaur fights. They're cool, they happen, but I don't know, they played it safe. And that might be the biggest gripe people have right now, is that they play it safe in this movie. There's 8 to 9 main characters, and then there's all the people the dinosaurs can eat. But of those 8 and 9 main characters, not a one of them is touchable. Now, if that's a spoiler to you, I'm sorry, but I mean, they're not going to bring Ian Malcolm and Dr. Grant and Dr. Sadler. They're not going to bring them back to get eaten. It's not going to happen. So I kind of assumed they were safe. But everybody else I felt like was fair game, even certain CIA agents or scientists. And even them at the end, they're like, no, nothing can harm them. So it's a little irritating because you could have gone for it. Maybe you did a little bit of shock. There is nothing shocking that happens in this movie. The bad guys that get what's coming to them, you kind of assume it's going to happen, and then when it does happen, it's cool, but, And then when it comes to the actual dinosaurs eating people, like I remember in Jurassic Park 3, I think it was, there was all that blood on the dinosaurs' teeth. That was pretty cool. You don't have anything like that in this movie. So they play the dinosaur fights and dinosaur scenes safe, and they don't seem as intimidating or as scary. But then again, the whole point of this movie was to try and coexist with the dinosaurs. So maybe to get the viewer on board with that idea, they played it safe with how the dinosaurs presented themselves. There's a few moments where the dinosaurs are a little scary, but there's never a moment in the movie where I was like, oh, that's terrifying. Like, and dinosaurs should be terrifying, and there wasn't. But again, the movie's message it was trying to push to us was that we can coexist with these dinosaurs, and they're dinosaurs. You can't. So I could see those gripes happening. But for me, looking at all those gripes and the things that people may say negative about this movie, it's not enough to say this is a bad movie. I actually had a really fun time with this movie, and it's one that I'll add to my Blu-ray or 4K collection. With this movie, with the dinosaurs, I'll probably go 4K, in case you're wondering. But yeah, I had a fun time with it. It's not movie of the year, but if you're looking for just a fun dinosaur movie, this is your movie, and it's way better than Fallen Kingdom. So if you have a sour taste in your mouth from that horrible, horrible, horrible excuse for a Jurassic movie in Fallen Kingdom, then I think you'll enjoy Jurassic World Dominion. And that's my movie review, guys. If you enjoyed this movie review, hit the like button. If you want to share this review with your friends, make sure you do that by hitting the share button. If you've seen Jurassic World Dominion and you want to put your thoughts and your comments in the comment section down below, let me know what you think about it. Maybe you had a different experience. Maybe you loved it. Maybe you hated it. Let me know in the comment section down below so we can talk about it. I love going back and forth with you guys. And finally, if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, make sure you do that because I got a lot of content coming your way, including next weekend, I believe, is Buzz Lightyear. And I'm going to take my kids to that. And I'll probably have to review it because if I'm going to see it, I might as well review it. So, coming soon. The Lightyear review you've all been waiting for. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Right, an after credit scene starts now. In a previous video, I told you guys that I bought this Michael Myers pop figure with the Myers house from the original movie. And I would put it up somewhere in my basement, and that is where it went, next to Super Shredder, next to the Batman case, next to Turbo Man, next to the Ninja Turtle. And then Mike Myers is over there too, because this is my horror section. So yay. There it is, guys. That's the after credit scene. See you next time.